Many fans, especially Ferrari's very own tifosi, believed that the 2022 season was the year that the team would break its curse and take home that elusive F1 world title. But, as we all know, as we sit and wait for the 2023 season to come, this past season was another letdown for the team residing in Maranello. But with a new season comes a renewed sense of hope that this could be the year they win it all. So what are the chances of Ferrari taking the F1 crown this season? And should Red Bull's Max Verstappen be watching his rearview mirrors more closely this time? Well, let's talk about it. But before we answer all these questions, consider subscribing to the channel so you don't miss out on our latest uploads. Now that's out of the way, let's talk about Ferrari. Ferrari's biggest accomplishment in 2022 was building the fastest car on the grid with their F1 75. And it seems as though the team from Maranello are looking to repeat, as early reports are saying it's looking pretty good. The team will be revealing their new creation on Valentine's Day, and it's currently being referred to as Project 675. And word on the street is that it's gonna be something to see. According to Formula1A.uno, the results in the simulator are showing that the 675 is at least 1 second faster than its predecessor. From our information, the numbers from the Ferrari simulator are extremely positive, with high-quality sources revealing that the 2023 car is over 1 second faster than last year's machine, reported Per Giuseppe Donadoni. This is an intriguing estimation from the Maranello camp, considering the 2023 regulations introduce significant variations in terms of overall aerodynamic load. And to add on to that, Donadoni reports that the team's new boss, Fred Vasseur, will not be making any big changes to the construction of the team, a decision that was positively welcomed at the factory, says Donadoni. But with all that excitement, it is said that the team is experiencing some delays in the process of manufacturing their new car. However, Ferrari would state that they are not in the very least worried about that. Realistically, all this means that the team will inevitably move their car launch from Imola back to their base in Maranello to make things simpler from a logistical point of view. Obviously, Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz haven't got to play with their new toy yet, but they'll get to check it out later this month at a test Ferrari's putting on. They'll each get a day to test drive the SF21, the car from 2021. The test is also going to have their reserve drivers, Robert Schwartzman and Antonio Giovinazzi. They'll each get half a day behind the wheel. It's not just a chance for the drivers to get back in the game, but also for their new boss, Frederic Vasseur, to see how the team works when they're on the track. Speaking of Charles, the young Monegasque driver had a sit-down recently with Formula One's official website to talk about how he plans on bouncing back this 2023 season. Charles had the dream start to his season in 2022, winning 2 of the first 3 races, while having a sizable lead over his main adversary, Red Bull's Max Verstappen. But as the season went on, Red Bull found their stride while Ferrari couldn't catch a break as they started to unravel with each race that came. Ferrari dug a hole so deep for themselves that they were unable to get themselves out of it, gifting Max Verstappen his 2nd title in a row, virtually uncontested. Leclerc had a handful of errors that cost him the title. Most notable ones were his spin at Imola and his race-ending crash at Paul Ricard, where he would critique himself after the race and say, "It's my fault, and if I keep doing mistakes like this, then I deserve not to win the championship." Leclerc came in 2nd place in the drivers' standings, and he's been getting ready for this season in the Dolomite Mountains. He was sharing how he stays motivated, and he said that there are days when he doesn't feel like training, but it's just part of the game. He said what really drives him is winning, and even though they didn't win last year, he's planning to make it happen this year. We need to be as prepared as possible, and training is part of it. You need to be fit inside the car, and we're giving our best just to be the best driver out there on the track, so that's what motivates me. Asked if his mentality is different compared to last year, Leclerc added, "I think I'm mature. Every season that you do in F1, you learn new things, so you change as a driver. Whether there is a particular change where I was like, okay, this I need to change. Not really. It's just small improvements. After every mistake, you learn and you grow. So I'm more mature. But there's not been a particular change." And as for his teammate Carlos Sainz, the Spaniard had a bumpy ride to say the least last season. While his teammate Charles was battling Max for the top of the podium, Carlos was the complete opposite and at times battling just to finish the race. Even though Sainz did better than Leclerc in his first year with Ferrari in 2021, he ended up being 62 points behind his teammate in 2022. Now that he feels comfortable with the new generation of cars, he's aiming to get back to his level of performance from 2 years ago. "Yeah, it's been a challenging year, as you guys have seen from the outside," said Sainz when asked about his 2022 season. "There was a challenging first third of the season where I struggled a bit with the car balance, with the driving style. A car that for some reason didn't suit me straight out of the box, and I had to fight through it quite a lot. And the second two-thirds, I've been a lot happier with the car. I've been a lot more on the pace, but unfortunately, a lot of DNFs, a lot of reliability issues along the way. On top of that, it looks like Mercedes and Red Bull did have a better second half of the season, and it means that even though I'm up to speed with the car and I'm driving well, and I had a solid weekend, for example in Mexico, the maximum I could get was a P5. He continued, "So a bit unfortunate in that regard, but I've learned a lot. I'm proud of the progress I've done inside the car with my engineers, the way that we managed to turn my pace around. And yeah, I'll make sure next year we're back to being the consistent Carlos of 2021 and get good results." Carlos would then be asked about the team's chances of winning it all next season. The Spanish driver would say that Ferrari will have to be perfect for that to happen, as he would concede that Red Bull was simply faster in 2022. "Clearly last year, it wasn't possible, because I'm very far from Max Verstappen in the championship, and the way that he performed in combination with Red Bull, they've just been the faster package, the quicker car, the quicker driver," admitted Sainz. "I do feel like with a perfect year, it should be possible, but we will need to be perfect next year, and we will need to improve the car. I will need to improve, especially in the first half of the season and in the races. So, that is the target, and you need to put high targets to yourself and onto the team like this. You can try and accomplish them, and then let's see what life brings this year." And there you have it, guys. So should Verstappen worry about these reports coming out of Maranello? And will we have a tighter battle for the title this season? Let us know in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't.